And we're live. Although Google tells me we're not, but I think we are. I think we are, Google. I think we know that we are. Sam and Thomas, it's the Friday Kent Beck Scrum. Hey, Thomas, how are things going with you?
I'm on my way home together with my son.
Right. Fantastic. Yeah. Anything to report from your end?
We had a busy, hectic week, you know. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me.
You may want to shut down your video.
Yes, let's do that. There we go. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we had a hectic week on the bootcamp, finishing off a 3-week project building API and mobile applications to a restaurant marketplace. And I'm thinking, last time around, we were thinking about making it like an exercise project in Agile Ventures, you know, for people to see how we can, you know, easily build RESTful APIs in Rails and then consume them using an Ionic app or something. So perhaps sometimes next week we could have a look at this together and see if this could be an interesting thing for some, you know, maybe members to do or play around with or something. And we were talking about the final project. I was trying to push them into working with some legacy code, rewriting some of the Project Unify stuff, which is kind of interesting. But we settled for a quiz management game.
Oh, yeah.
Application. Yes. Also using, you know, some basic data structures, then using action cable to push out, push notifications to a client. Pretty interesting, not overly complex. I think they have 2 weeks to complete that, and I think that within that frame, you know, they'll be able to create a backend and side or perhaps even a mobile application for participants to take part of in the quiz. That's what I've been up to basically.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, always a pleasure to have you with us, Thomas. Yes, so a report from me. Main things, the last Scrum this morning was we had the local support client meeting, which went well. Was very pleased to introduce Sasha and Lara to Rachel, and yeah, kind of had a bit of a clear out. We've got some new stuff deployed. Yeah, that's all moving forward. We're getting sorted out for a bank account with the Metro Bank. Yes, looking forward to talking to some potential sponsors next week about possibly, you know, as an alternate hosting provider to Heroku, and I've been working on some of their systems this afternoon, so that's been going reasonably well. I've just been hanging out the tail end of the Rails remote conference. Chat was just giving a talk on his 7, 8, 9 years of podcasting Ruby on Rails, which is pretty cool. Nice chat there. Yeah, I was kind of a bit like unsure how my talk went down yesterday, but I mentioned AV in the chat for this last thing, and Chuck gave us a shout out saying, yeah, Agile Ventures. He kind of, I just said AV, and he said, oh, agileVentures.org. Everyone should check that out. So that was really nice to hear. Very positive. Yeah, I've been continuing to link up these scrums to the meetups. It's funny, like, you know, every day. I mean, we had one new person, which was fantastic, on Tuesday from that link up. It's funny how every day now, like, I have 3 people saying that they're attending, and then they don't show up, and it's just this whole thing of, like, you know, the meetup allows people to express this intention to come, and but then I don't know, it's kind of weird. Anyway, so I mean, we're sort of thinking about whether we would hook the Pacific Rim Scrum up to the meetup. I think that might be a better time zone. It's yeah. Anyway, I mean, it was, if we've only got one additional person, that was Junior, who's talking about Elman or Camel, then that's a win. It's just funny how people click on buttons to indicate they want to do something, and then again, maybe there's something I'm missing about them being able to actually get into the Scrum. But yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. Never know.
Perhaps people want, you know, more in the heat of the moment. They really plan to do this, you know, with the intention, and then something comes across.
Yeah, and then maybe again, also,
you know,
go on.
Perhaps people are a little bit, you know, intimidated by the fact that we record this stuff or something. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think particularly there's this thing that if it was a normal hangout, then the people will it will have a different pop-up, like because we do the hangout on air, it pops up this thing saying like you will be broadcast, other people in the world can see you, you'll be recorded, and that may put a lot of people off. Who knows? But we want those exciting extrovert people. What's something else I was going to say there? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, next up for me, I've got the kind of Autograders client meeting coming along. Oh yes, what we have done is set up some more. So there's kind of interest in doing a node thing for async bot, no, async voter, and so we've got like 3 or 4 people interested in that, and so we've got a new Robert Martin Scrum. It's going to be happening at the weekends, and I think a lot of people are quite excited to have that going on at the weekend. So hopefully that will lead to more and great stuff. We will see.
All right, who's going to host that?
Well, I mean, hopefully one of the people who's involved in it. I mean, the people who are talking about it are Maciek, and there's guy Alex Kiss, who's Sysrec, and then also Junior, who was the guy who joined in. Joao is also involved. I mean, he can't do. I mean, basically, I'm doing the best I can to support them. Hopefully, yeah, we will see. I mean, it's going to be a bit of an experiment, just putting those people together and seeing if they can manage their own Scrum by themselves. But yeah, we will see.
Yes. So
yeah.
I remember back in the days I was hosting quite a few weekend Scrums, and they were usually well attended. But it's hard to maintain that. You know, basically we need a group of like 3 or 4 people that can kind of take turns in hosting them, because things do pop up on weekends for most of the people.
Yeah.
And once you start, missing some, then it kind of runs out. It just loses momentum basically.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed that now that, like, for example, Maciek is signed up as a premium member, that as is Sasha and other people, with more people who've kind of got a little bit of skin in the game, they've got a higher level of commitment. That they will be, like they're going to be pushing themselves harder. That there'll be a little bit more consistency in who's available when. We will see. We will see. You just never know how it's gonna shake out. Yeah. By the way, so the stuff for the Chalmers people, I'm having more emails from edX, and I think they're obviously keen to talk to the Chalmers person. Did you already pass on the contact details, or did you want me to?
I forwarded the contact details to the guy, and we're gonna chat. I know that he was busy. We tried to get in touch with each other yesterday afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, and he was quite busy today. So sometimes next week they'll probably get in touch. But if you have any more input, you can forward it to me. So the thing from our side is that we're very keen on Craft Academy coming in there. So we are making some adjustment to our curriculum, so we want the Craft Academy Bootcamp to be a part of their portfolio, and I see that the edX course is an alternative for people who cannot commit to full-time studies.
Right.
Then they can take that course, and in this way we kind of cover all the bases, and I think that's the beautiful part of it.
Yeah, nice one. Excellent. Okay, cool beans. Right, well, I've got to get ready for the Autograder meeting is coming up, and I'll see if I can multitask doing that while also catching the end of the Rails remote conference. Good to catch up with you, Thomas.
I have a quick question about the Autograders. If you can just is it possible for us to, or can you at some point spend some time with me talking through the Autograders, because we might potentially be interested in using some sort of this technology in our prep course, basically.
Okay.
If that's possible, I don't even, I've heard about this. I check out the code, but I don't know how it works in practice. So
I mean, I think that but what I would say about the Autograders is that if I was starting from scratch now, I wouldn't use the Autograders as they currently are, in as much as I feel like the system to use, if you're autograding, would be something that I would build it based entirely around pull requests. The Autograders system architecture is based on this idea that you've got to try and keep this secrecy about everything that's going on, and it imposes certain sorts of architectural constraints that I think are kind of I mean, you know, if you believe in the value of that secrecy, or that you're legally required to keep the solution secret, then fair enough. But yeah, I mean, I think that the ideal kind of like if there are things that you want your students to be doing and receiving grades on in the intro course, then they should be being required to do pull requests, and then you want to hook up a system that basically kind of pulls the information about how their pull requests are passing or failing the CI, and then aggregates that for you.
I totally get that. So I was thinking in the same way, but the thing is that most of the stuff that we're doing in the prep course are on such a basic level. So it's like, have you seen the Hacker Rank system?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just create an array and you submit it, and then there is like a unit test or saying that yes, this is actually an array. So the thing is, in our prep course, things are not in any context. We're not doing challenges.
Yeah.
We're just doing simple.
Well, I think that then it's use something like Opal or Crystal to run Ruby in the browser, and have something where if it's really like micro elements like that, then that's probably the way to go for that. I mean, the autograders are still sort of big. I mean, I guess they allow you to submit little fragments of code. Anyway, I've got to start the next meeting, but we can certainly have a further conversation about it soon.
Great. All right.
Good to catch up with you, Thomas. Yeah, you too.
I hope you were getting well and stuff.
Yeah, on the right.
Good thing. All right, take it easy, man.
Bye for now. Live long, prosper.